AI girlfriends and the future of relationships. Um, this is a topic that I guess it kind of correlates to a lot of the other stuff I've been talking about as far as like um, the gender wars, class, and how it kind of correlates to class. We always have these divisions of class, and statistically, a certain percentage of men will never have children, while is more than likely, or more than almost all women have the potential to have kids. It's basically every woman can have kids. Can choose a partner to have. They if they want to, they have the option to um, you know carry on their bloodline and stuff. Men don't, but I think that number is going to increase as far as the disparity, the amount of men that will not have the option, because of the way society is changing, as women are competing with men. Biology is now fighting against society. So the biology of women, and the as far as hypergamy, it's hard. It goes against women's nature to date down. So, or even across usually. So as men kind of check out here and we get our little AI girlfriends, which is going to be what a lot of guys do. I mean, it's already happening with AI. Or I mean, AI physical girlfriends. That's 5 years plus, five less than 5 years away, and so it's already happening, but it's going to get worse. Not trying to be like it doesn't help to just be like bad, fear, death, scary, but I think it's really important to have to what do you call it? Not mitigate your expectations, but have good expectations. What is it called? You have control your expectations, whatever. Um, because it can make you crazy. Like technology is crazy and changing so fast now, and that's the thing I didn't really realize, and it kind of was jarring to me. Is like how much the dating market would have changed when I kind of made a transition with in my life, and pretty codependent, and was expecting just to have another girlfriend, and looking at the dating market and just going like, yeah, I'm healing, and I had a bad breakup, and which is the understatement of a lifetime, but it's like, yeah, it's definitely messed up right now, and it's getting worse. It's like not a great message to say you can't do anything, because that's just terrible and makes everything even worse. But I almost had it, to control, to yeah, to have healthy expectations about God. I'm gonna get that word eventually. That those two word the combo, but damn it, it's on the tip of my tongue. That's why it's important to have sound expectations as far as like what the future holds, because it's the game's changed so much as far as like getting ahead and picking a partner and the family thing, like as we all know. But you know and then the whole like war on men, it's just a confusing time to be a man, and you're not alone. I think it's more important than ever to get the hell out there and do something masculine. Do keep moving for yourself. Keep that doing having a job that is not sedentary is so important right now for a dude. Just for the mental health, the money is so secondary. I promise you. Like, you will not, like, people, you can find a way to pay the bills. Nothing, your mental health will only degrade. And so getting out there and having masculine friends, and joining groups where you can wrestling, boxing, Muay Thai, I think jujitsu is like, I haven't even done it yet. I just hear the best things, and it just seems like something you could do. It's like golf, or you can do like your whole life, but it's not some elitist, expensive garbage. I don't know. I have a problem with golf. It's boomer, boomer nonsense to me, but it's elitist. But anyway, it's healthy too. Anyway, that's a tangent, but yeah. So, yeah, AI girlfriends are the future, and it kind of scares the hell out of me. But yeah, I think there's no way around it for at least the bottom half of men as far as their sexual marketplace value if they're under the half. And I mean, even some guys, like, it's gonna make things weird for guys in the top 1, top 5%. They're gonna, you know, take out the mistress sex robot, because they're not mutually exclusive. You're in your high sexual marketplace value. You're gonna You usually have a high income. You can afford the good sex robots, and hang out with Claire on the weekends when the wife is whatever. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but you know what I mean. It's just gonna get weird, and I just think it hurts women. I think the cycle's turning around. Like, men, both sexes are doing horrible for different reasons, but we don't have like a timer for dudes. Like, our timer is basically unaliving. That's like our timer is like giving up. Uh, because I mean, it's usually because of not wanting to start over, and it being too hard to start over, because that's how men are looked at in society, are success objects. So our usually, our thing is though we have a lot more time, we you kind of don't at the same time. It's just a different timer. And but having said that, uh, I'm very worried about how I just think millennial women like that. That's my generation. I'm 36, and that was the beginning of like the really hard push to like feminism and girl boss. And I see it. All these girls I went to high school with, and a lot of these girls that women, sorry, that are kind of figuring out that it's like the family idea is kind of over for them, and like it's getting really, like, their whole view has changed, and they're not happy, and it's going to get worse, and it's sad. Um and that's kind of where I kind of have a hopeful message for bros. Like, you're watching this, like, you got time, and um you got to work on yourself, and the world is gonna, there are cycles. It's gonna be a different part of the cycle, but men are gonna have a, although I guess I started this video with saying that it's going to be more screwed up. It's also going to be like, I think society is starting to realize like that was a horrible idea. And it's not even society. It's like, I think it's just other women are going to be like, do I want, you know what I mean? Like, it was very confusing to tell women that they're the same as men. They're equal to men, and but they also, like, if anything happens, it's men's fault. Like, so it's like it gave it gaslit women until, and then now reality doesn't lie. And I think, it's, so having said that, it's like, yeah, it is. I mean, if women are autonomous, and that was their choice, then I guess you kind of have to live with that decision. It can't be both. You can't blame, and again, that goes full circle. Then that's where men come in, and that's men's job, in my opinion, is to lead and to say the hard things, to do the things that are just against women's nature. Women are not here to punch people in the face, to get to fight for, defend and fight, and create change and do what's right, like for their family and for what they believe in. Like that, we're here to protect women. It's like it's it's very confusing. And it's funny, me even saying this, like it's like you say this broy stuff. Like even I like, why is it that I can't be masculine like and say like broy stuff? It's like, and you say broy, like it's a pejorative term. It's like, no, that's fine and it's good. And the broier the better. Douchebags are great. I like embrace it nowadays. Like I just, and we know that in our hearts. Like when you see a weak man, men and women kind of like have a tone that's like disappointment and disgust. It's in like, all right, this is just turning into a rant. Let's start with AI girlfriends in the future, but I was in a rehab and it was like, because I was whatever. There's shit got crazy during COVID. But I just remember like it was like people that it was like sexual stuff. And it's like people that, some of it was, predatory guys. Most of it was bad guys that were like it might as well have been in jail. Like I don't even think they were there for their I don't even think they're there like because they chose to be. I think that some of them, I don't know. But I was the only one that was there that didn't have a wife. Like all these guys had a wife that they're like cheating on, like doing bad shit and like really bad shit. And it was like I come from this past of like, you know, basically I was weak and I had given all my power away in a relationship, and it was like very evident that I was like a beaten down dog and just like a very people pleasy, like all of my masculinity was sucked out of me. And I tried to protect, like, I don't know. My point is that even I was like telling a really fucked up story, and it was like very emasculating story, and it was just like there's two women psychologists and all the bros in there, and it's just like the genuine, like they're professionals, and they even like their tone was like pussy, like seriously. And they're women, and they're like they hear everything, and it's like something in us just doesn't like. I think when things are balanced, men follow masculine men that are the leaders. As men, we like as men become like women. I see it now. Other men are envious of men that are doing better in a way that's not like fuck you dude and like want to kick your ass and like or in a way to rise to the occasion to work out harder, do you know what I mean? To like be better. It's like I want to tear him down. That is woman child garbage. That is not a manly trait. And I see it more now than ever. Um and women do that just because they do that. I mean, typically because it's a war on masculinity, and then those women feel bad, because they know their man feels bad against that guy, so they want to tear him down too. It's just like it to me. It's sick, and that's what happens when you get weak men, and that's not a man in my opinion. Like no man should be like trying to tear other dudes down like a little bitch. Like it's ridiculous. Like that is not a manly trait. And then as women become more masculine, it just doesn't work. Like it was very fun and like, yeah, let's try to change polarities. I fucking did it. I don't, and I'm such a contrarian. I did it to be like, fuck you, but I took it too far and I'm up in a sex rehab. Anyway, and ruined my entire life. And that's the funniest thing about this shit. I wasn't even gonna go on this tangent, and I was gonna wait until like a official video and make like a real video and like just talk about my story. But it's happening fluidly, whatever the fuck, naturally. It's just like, it's funny how the best I ever did in my life, I was at my peak masculine, strong, just brutally powerful and fucking just super ambitious, and I've never felt better. And just the women came, just everything was just like everything was working. And it's like as soon as the polarities change, I'm just like, I'm gonna disprove this, like, because I must be Russian, because I don't trust, I verify. And I was like, okay, yeah, you be masculine. I'll let you lead to, it's the worst decision I ever made in my life. And it's like, there's no, it's when everything got bad. Like, that's why boundaries and being a man are so important, man. And everyone knows this, and I knew that. And I still was just like, here, look at, let's burn it all down just to disprove. It's just so stupid. This is the dumbest thing I ever did in my entire life. And now I can see the forest through the trees. Um, yeah, now I'm like exiled. It's like when you're at your weakest, nobody cares about you as a dude. That alone should create a fire in you to not let anybody tell you that your views are wrong, or to stop being something that is right, and you're feeling good, and you know that you're fighting for something you believe in, and you're a good person. Like, this whole society is all gaslighty. Video is all over the place. I apologize, but this is just becoming a rant video that started talking about AI girlfriends, but I guess it is kind of on the same topic. Yeah, maybe I spend too much time in my own. I don't know. I guess that's the point of making these videos is like, I want to get a pulse, on, I have my town and people that I see, and things I see on the internet, and I guess this is the helpful part, where I hope to create a dialogue and see if people, whatever. But yeah, yeah, there's a big difference between competency and, like, toxic. Like, there's nothing wrong with being competitive and competent in what you do, and being strong and making a lot of money, and it's just ridiculous. Like, there's so much bullshit envy out there, and it's just, I've had enough of it. I've had enough of it. I've had enough of weak people creating narratives and hurting everyone. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. And it's so hard for young dudes. Like, what the fuck is this society telling you guys? Like, I got gaslit at 36. Like, I guess it comes down to your parenting. You got a strong, masculine network. You got a strong parent. People that you can, you know, yes, parents that you can, yeah, lean on. I guess is pretty important. um, yeah, and I guess that's going to be the difference too, difference maker in society too. There's gonna be so many more broken homes, and it's gonna be a real division between. It's gonna be harder for people to rise up. Um, just psychologically, like, in theory, it's easier. It's never been easier to rise up, but, like, psychologically is huge. That's the biggest battle. I think nowadays, because the pathways are so much less clear, and the pathways to success, and why should you be successful, and why even try, and this and that, and am I a bad person? Like, that was the worst thing society ever did was make guys second guess themselves, and like, good, and it was always the good guys. I saw it happen. It was like the good guys were like, "Am I toxic?" Everyone would say I'm toxic, and then, like, they kind of, like, took a step back and maybe got a little bit, got gas a little bit, took the narrative and, like, kind of, whatever. And then the people that were really harming people were like, they instantly became very, like, uh, virtuous, like, virtue signally, and, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like that's what happened to a lot of people, is like the people that were bad acted really, really good. The people that were bad acted like they were really, really good, and just on social media, and just like the mask became like in bed, like a 10 masks of like virtue. Like if you figure out me at this stage, I have another one. Like that's psychopathic. That's insane. And the people that were good were just like, yeah, fuck this. This is bullshit. And then it's like Nazi, terrorist, bigot, race, like, fuck you. I care more. That's why I said what I said. I don't care what you think. That used to be brave. That used to be good. That used to be inspiring. That used to be whatever. Masculine, courageous. But now you say something that you're not supposed to say in a society where everyone is wearing a mask, 10 masks deep, where they can't even they can take off 5 of them. They're not even scratching the surface of their own weak, evil, fake persona. So how could they ever accept you when you're your authentic self and you have lived a life where you are authentic and only care about the truth? It creates a really impossible situation until more people, wake the fuck up. But they won't. So I think it's healthiest to take the Carlin approach and just look at everything as entertainment. Have no stake in it. Try and hang on to yourself. Hang on to your, a certain point. It's like, yeah, just worry about yourself. And when you're born in the world, you're given a ticket to the freak show. When you're born in America, you get a front row seat. Love you, George. Wish you were here, Mr. Carlin. All right. These are long videos. I'm just ranting. AI girlfriends. It's going to make things weird. We'll see what happens. This is a negative video. If you're still with me, let me know how to be more positive. We'll do a positive topic next time. More hopeful. Might help people. All right. Peace out, guys.